Hello, and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. Just want to start briefly here on the daily chart because someone asked me earlier today, if I not, do I not have any short-term bearish scenario? Well, I do, and that's been on the chart for like a week or so, 2 weeks. It's the blue scenario. Yeah, you might remember that one. And you see it here quite clearly on the larger time frame. So if we say that on the smaller time frame, we were tracking obviously an ABC structure to the downside. Now, in one scenario, that B wave pullback might be over, but again, in the blue count, it could just be an A wave. We're now working on a B wave up and then can get a C wave down. So I will share that with you in a little bit more detail on the smaller time frame. And yeah, please note that there is still a short-term bearish case, of course. And it's important to note, however, we're moving in something that looks even like a larger bull flag here, yeah, where we had quite a substantial rally from the April low here into the 22nd of May high. And now this seems to be a corrective pullback, like a three-wave move down in a larger uptrend. And the market reacted to the lower boundary line of our trend channel, and we're now on our way to the upper boundary line again, which is located around $109,500. So this is going to be likely the next resistance level, and we are watching if the market can generate a response to that level, or do we actually get there. At the moment, it seems like we might get there. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the smaller time frame now. Just want to remind everybody, look, even if we get now an upside impulse, it could just be part of blue wave B. So yeah, let's take a look at the smaller time frame. One more thing to mention before we do that, the 81K level or 81.3K has been the pivot, the level that, if broken to the downside, would likely indicate that we are in a bearish market, in a bear market, however you want to call it. So that's my key level. $81,355 is the level that must hold to keep a bullish perspective alive in this cycle. So I'm still looking overall for higher prices. However, in the short term, we could still be in this correction, even though for altcoins and for all these setups that I've been tracking with you, it would be quite good if the low was already in. So let us take a look at the shorter time frame for BTC. This is the short-term count. Here you can also see how this B wave could look like. So blue scenario. Yeah, let's go to the 1 hour chart. Here you can see this B wave correction, like an A, B, C wave in our white scenario. Yeah. Again, someone asked me earlier today, the white count obviously still probable or possible. It's possible, yeah, absolutely. An ABC structure to the downside, but the C wave is an ending diagonal. And I was asked, how does this C wave unfold? So a C wave is in this case, it's an ending diagonal. A C wave can be an impulse or an ending diagonal. In this case, it can't be an impulse, so it has to be an ending diagonal. And it's a 5-wave move. Every C wave is always a 5-wave move. But if we're dealing with a diagonal pattern, the microstructures shift a lot. Okay, they shift a lot. Don't be surprised by that. That is normal in a diagonal because these subwaves are all corrective. But nothing has changed. We've been talking about this trend channel for more than a week now, and the price is still in the range. That has not changed anything. But in a diagonal pattern, we have a wave 1, done. That was the low on the 12th of June. A wave 2, done. That was the high on the 16th of June. Third wave down is also an ABC structure, like the wave 1 is, A, B, C, and then there would be a wave 4, ABC, and a wave 5, ABC. Now, do I expect this to play out? Well, it needs a break below micro support to indicate the next leg down has started. Because there is also the blue count, in which we have an A wave down, basically same, but the B wave never topped on the 9th of June. Rather, the B wave unfolds as an A, B, C structure before we go down further. Yeah. So this is what I'm tracking. And at the moment, I want to see if the bulls can create a 5-wave move up. We don't have a healthy 5-wave move up yet. Why is the 5-wave pattern so important? because the 5-wave pattern indicates the trend is up. 1, 2, 3, maybe a wave 4 still unfolding, maybe. Support is still holding, and support remains at $102,889. And then we could get a 5th wave to the upside. Now, 5 waves up could just be wave C of B in the blue count, and we form another low. But if we get 5 waves up, we can also consider it might be yellow wave 1, which leads to a wave 2 corrective pullback before we go higher. So there is a case for a direct bullish breakout, but only if we get 5 waves up. Yeah, until we get 5 waves up, there is no confirmation for a low. If we get 5 waves up, we have a first confirmation, but the stress test happens in the wave 2 pullback afterwards. So if we get one more high, ideally into the region between $107,100 to $107,900, then I will add support for the subsequent wave 2 corrective pullback. At the moment, we could still be even working on this internal 4th wave, maybe as an A, B, C structure before we go higher. So yeah, overall, it's not looking too bad. It is somewhat looking promising for a potential 5-wave move up, but this is not yet 5 waves, because this could just be a B wave, for example. If it pushes higher directly, then at least I'd like it to get to at least 107,100. Yeah, then I have it at somewhat healthy looking 5th wave. So yeah, overall, situation hasn't changed since the last update, but still wanted to give you an update about how probably here this 4th wave is unfolding in blue. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, I invite you to join us on X for additional updates, also some updates that we're not covering on, or some charts we're not covering on YouTube. I have linked the channel in the description, also in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.